Hey, Kings and Dragons, Dragon King 551. We are back with another type of sports video. Now, normally, guys, I would do this at the beginning of the draft, but I was just scheduled with other busy things. So we're at the end of the draft. The draft has officially ended. This is round one, picks 1 to 32 recap. The first two picks, I'm not going to compare them to my previous draft picks as I do every year because the whole entire way that I picked it this year got excuse me, pardon me, I lost my words for a second. Got completely destroyed and miscommunicated and just completely went out the window. I think everyone's draft board and everything else was just busted, just like a bracket from the very beginning. The only two picks I got right were the first two, which were Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Whichever way I had them, I said those were going to be the first two guys off the board, whether the Panthers drafted Stroud first or the Texans drafted Stroud or the Texans drafted Young or the Panthers drafted Young. So with that being said, guys, trying something new, using a little background here. Obviously, I'm not at the beach. This is just a background that I felt like using. But let's go into share now and let's go through each pick. Now, guys, I'm not going to read everything that CBS uses. The reason I'm using CBS is because it's the most reliable source. And then, guys, later the Giants and Jets recap of their round 1 to 7 will be coming out. My overall way I did it with their grade, overall how I think they are. Now, the way I did that, guys, was that I took out my calculator and I took each of their letter grades for each pick, and I used an algorithm from high school letter grades and college letter grades where it tells you if you are between a 90 and a 92, you're an A plus, or I'm sorry, an A or an A minus or an A plus, depending on how high that 90 grade is. And same with the B plus and the C plus and so forth and so on. So that's what I did here. But that's a video for another time. So let's just go through each pick. So starting with Bryce Young at a B minus, a lot of people say he's undersized at 5'10". I personally thought he was 6 foot. I don't know why he said that. We'll see what CBS has to say. He says he is the best pure passer in this draft, but I'm worried about his size. It's a strange move to move up and take a guy this small by giving up so much to do it. But he has talent. If he holds up, he is an outlier we've never seen. So very good pick for the Panthers. The other thing is that they did get a wide receiver earlier to replace DJ Moore. So I don't have a problem with that. And I think that's definitely a good pick. Now, CJ Stroud. They have to take the shot. I'm sorry. They had to take the shot at quarterback. So it's smart. So it's the smart thing to do. I would have taken Will Levis, but I get it. Stroud has the ability to become a good starting quarterback. So B, 6'3", 215. Now, granted, he said he'll only scramble when he needs to, which is great to have because you need to have that IQ as a quarterback. Like in the college level, it's okay to have a scrambling quarterback like Max Duggan or someone like Lamar Jackson. But once you get to the superstar level, everyone's fast and they can figure you out. So it's not okay to have a scrambling quarterback. Now, it's great to have legs underneath you if you do have to run around or do a flea flicker or something. The problem is that I don't really like this, how every single year that there is a guy that comes out of the woodwork that we have nothing to know about. Like there was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and then Zach Wilson comes out of the woodwork and we're like, who the hell is this kid? We don't even know about him. And the same can be said about Will Levis. Here's what I want to tell you guys. The 4 colleges, hear me out. I'm going to bring this up again in my Giants and Jets videos. The 4 colleges that teams should have been looking at are Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, and TCU. Those are the 4 colleges that you should have been looking at and drafting guys from at the time to fit your scheme. Now, granted, there's fine with every other, and then Bama, Tennessee, and a couple other schools, such as Will Anderson Jr., edge, Bama. Now I'm gonna read this one too, and then I'll move on. They gave up on a ton to get him. He better be Von Miller. I don't think he is that. He's a good player, but is he dynamic? No, he doesn't seem like a great fit in their scheme. B minus, I don't know. I mean, they always say this stuff. They're so analytical. It really depends on how they can develop now. Now the Colts have a really, really nice thing. I don't like the B grade. I personally give that an A grade because if you look at all the quarterbacks that the coach has and all of these other offensive coordinators and coordinators he has on his lineup, you can see that the Colts are in a great position. Anthony Richardson. This should have been Will Levis. Again, with the Will Levis stuff. Stop with the Will Levis stuff. He's not that great. I like Richardson, but he will take time. His ceiling is amazing, but the Colts need to be patient with him. This is a boom or bust pick. I don't agree with any of that, what they said. I personally believe it is a great pick there. I think that's an A-star pick, not a B, because you got a guy that's really good. He played well against LSU. The Tennessee game he was a little shaky on, but it is what it is. Witherspoon. Now, I'm not going to read through all of these. Definitely to get some defensive back. I think the Seahawks definitely need that. Paris Johnson Jr. for the Cardinals. Definitely Kyler Murray needs some offensive tackle help. Let's see. Tyree Wilson. That is a good pick for the Raiders. Do not get me wrong. That is a good pick. Now, the Raiders do have other picks I can look through later and talk about, such as quarterback. I think they got another quarterback. But that's a great pick there because you have Max Crosby on your team and you want to get a guy that has it. Look, they even talk about where Max Crosby is about it and stuff. And yeah. I don't know about this D rating for the Falcons. This is way too high for a back, even if he's really a good player. Backs don't decide Super Bowls. I know Arthur Smith loves backs, but this is a deep draft of backs, and history isn't kind of this type of move. I don't like it because of position value. Good player, bad position. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, you don't have to draft so high for a running back. Could the Giants have gotten Saquon in the second round if he had fallen that far? Yes. Should they have drafted him in the first round at the second pick? Positively, because he was definitely a Heisman contender at the time. So I would have taken him. Let's talk about the Eagles, though. My goodness, they are trying to build a Georgia defense. They got Jalen Carter, who's really good at A. That's really good pick. Darnell Wright at B+, I would give that. Peter Skrowowski. Definitely a good player to have. The Titans have Will Levis, so I think it's definitely a good thing. Jamar Gibbs. See, this is the pick I don't like either. I don't know why the Lions wasted. Yes, he's an airbag. Yes, he can do a lot of things, but again, why take him here? Where there is a guy like corner Christian Gonzalez on the board. He's good, but he's a back. At least it wasn't a top 10 pick. But see, that's why I don't like it either, drafting a running back so high. Definitely good for the Packers to get defense. Let's see. Yeah, definitely the Steelers need some offensive tackle. Now everyone's complaining about this one for the Jets. Will McDonald live. I'm not sure of this pick for this team. This is a little high for my liking, and they had some more pressing needs. Is he a game changer? I doubt it. Good player, not worth this pick. A little rough. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback, A, definitely good. Christian Gonzalez, A. Now this is a good one. Jack Kamel, A+. You got to get some good defensive players to help out Aiden Hutchinson. I think the Lions are definitely a playoff team if they can stay healthy and do their thing. They just also got Hendon Hooker. So if Jared Goff does go down, they have a pretty solid backup. Not really liking Kajin Candace. I don't even know who that is. Jackson Smith-Njigba, that is definitely a good pick. I mean, you have DK Metcalf and you have Tyler Lockett, so definitely good picks there. See, this is what I'm talking about. You have to address your thing, and these are two players back to back. You got a wide receiver from Ohio State here, and then you got Quentin Johnson. I believe I did have him in my mock draft from the Chargers selecting him. People are saying that's a C. I say that's a good pick. He's 6'4", he's tall. He can be like another Mike Williams out there with Keenan Allen. I don't think that's a bad pick. Zay Flowers, I don't know, from Boston College is okay. Jordan Addison, definitely a wide receiver they could have used. Could be good for Justin Jefferson as Adam Thielen is gone. Now, Banks, I like him. He's an impressive man, cover player who will fit in perfectly with Wink Mertel's defense. Bank is a cocky player who played his best against good players. I like this pick. Yeah, I think that's a B plus. I mean, I don't think it's bad. He's 6'2". A lot of good tall guys that you're gonna get. Don't really know why the Bills drafted a tight end. I thought they had not Crosby. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Whatever his name is. Mazi Smith, though. That is a good pick for Dallas. Game recognizes game. Can't take it away from them. That was a good pickup, even though I'm probably gonna have to hate him because he's on Dallas. Good pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had to get an offensive lineman. Edge for the Bengals. Yeah, they definitely want to improve their defense. Saints want to improve their defense as well. Brian Brees, I mean, definitely a good guy. And look at this. Another Georgia player for Philly, Nolan Smith. Perfectly good. And then Leaks, a doggy. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. Now, those were all the picks from 1 to 30. I am gonna go one more pick though. I don't know if I went through a steal. Oh no, I got a Steeler pick. But let me just show you what the Steelers picked in round 2, and then that will be the end of this video. So they went Joey Porter Jr., cornerback, not a bad pickup. And then you can see the Titans got Will Levis after that. But ultimately, I don't think a lot of this, like, I disagree with some of the grades. I don't like all of them, but it is what it is. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. What's your thoughts on the drafts this year? Do you think it was kind of like you didn't know a lot of players? Like, let me know your thoughts, guys. Did you know a lot of players? Did you not know a lot of players? Were you confused with Will Levis? Were you confused with other players where you were like, that player's too high? I don't understand why he was going to get drafted. Let me know your thoughts. But until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one.